Adversaries on 660 WORL and on 1520 The Biz.
Okay, welcome back to the show, folks. I just lost track of time. I asked Johnny Guns to bring back and introduce Johnny Guns. But it is time for some WTF news, so let me introduce Johnny Guns.
I do like to talk about myself, but, you know, that's a little too much.
Don't we all?
That's right. All right, story number one. An Oklahoma TV reporter was delivering a live report from a local farm, but he was interrupted by a pair of frisky bovines in the background. Mitch English had just started delivering his live report from Brett Morris's farm when one of the two cows standing behind him on camera mounted the other one in an apparent attempt at making some sweet, sweet Holstein humping. Not missing a beat, English looked into the camera and said, "Hey, we got to make cattle. We got to make some beef." However, there technically wasn't any beef because the bovine tryst, it was kind of short-lived because both cows were female. I will say, though...
Oh, my Lord. Same-sex marriage with cows?
I know. SCOTUS, does that cover?
Oh, God.
But I got to say, the one cow that initiated the contact, she had some pretty smooth... Moo.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I feel like you're milking that story a little bit.
I did. I just kind of milked it a little bit. I like this guy. We need to keep him around.
Okay.
All right, story number two. Perhaps the most famous legal prostitute in the United States, a woman who goes professionally by the name of Air Force Amy, is aiming high, see what I did there, to make her case to be the first woman pictured on U.S. paper currency. Amy, who works at the famous Moonlight Bunny Ranch in Carson City, Nevada, previously served 6 years in the U.S. Air Force and believes she embodies everything the Treasury Department is looking for in a woman. I bet she embodies everything the men in the Treasury Department are looking for.
Right.
She says, "In the Air Force, I served this country and fought for freedom. I have elevated women's power within the business to the level of six-figure incomes and the ability to control their own destinies." Now, you know, the $10 bill has featured former Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton since 1923, but officials announced earlier this month that it's time for an iconic American woman to grace a piece of U.S. currency. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew will make the final decision about which women will join Hamilton on the bill. There's one little problem with Amy's campaign here. Per government rules, any person who appears on the U.S. currency must be deceased. Amy is not deterred, though. She says, "This bill isn't getting minted until 2020, and I may not make it that long." Now, laugh at you will at this story. I'm kind of actually with Air Force Amy on this one because given her profession, she's had a more intimate relationship with a twin $10 bill than anybody else in consideration.
Not in Las Vegas, buddy.
Yeah, maybe not. Not with her elevating it to six-figure income.
I got a funny feeling she's going to get borked on this one.
She already has. All right, that's finally.
Well, she gets paid for it anyway, for heaven's sake.
Very handsomely. All right, final story here. We're going to come a little bit closer to home. And in honor of Ben, we're breaking out the Dumb Criminals of the Week story.
All right.
Why is it in honor of me? I'm kind of hurt by this.
I think you will love this story. A couple in Florida, Tito and Amanda Watts, were arrested for selling golden tickets to heaven to hundreds of people. Carl Jackson, you want to know how to get to heaven? Here it is. They sold the tickets on the street for $100 per ticket and told buyers the tickets were made from solid gold and that each ticket reserved the buyer a spot in heaven. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I do not care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold. And it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC," because that's where Jesus, I guess, talks to
Where was
everybody.
this? Where did this story take place again?
This is in Florida.
Brevard County, I believe.
Yeah.
Not Seminole County, and definitely not the city of Longwood.
No, definitely not.
All the valleys are safe.
I gotta admit though, talking to Jesus at KFC, I do most of my talking to Jesus after eating at Taco Bell, not KFC. But
Wow.
Tito Watts continues. He
And
says
so does
that
anybody near him.
Jesus told me to sell the tickets so I
God,
could
Johnny!
That Diablo sauce is terrible, isn't
Rob
it?
be
Jesus
specific.
Christ,
Ain't
man!
gonna save this one. All right, let's continue on with Tito Watts. He said that Jesus told me to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. I then met an alien named Stevie who said if I got the cash together, he would take me and my wife on this flying saucer to his planet that is made entirely of drugs. Oh, wait. It gets better.
Oh, Lord.
He also continues to say, you should arrest Jesus because he is the one that gave me the golden tickets. I am willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up.
Judas!
Amanda Watts confirmed her husband's story and said, we just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs.
Oh.
Police said, and if it couldn't get even more weird, police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drug paraphernalia, and I don't know how this fits in, a baby alligator.
I'm more concerned about the people that were willing to purchase
Those
the tickets and the fact that many of them are probably voters.
Hey, don't judge me. I'm just covering my bases, okay? $100 seems like a very reasonable price.
Solid gold, baby.
I'm having it tested right now. I'm pretty sure it's 24 carats.
Oh, wow. That's hard to top, that one there. All right, but this guy's doing his best. Gary Coleman. You guys ever heard of Gary Coleman?
Yeah, he was, what you talking about, Willis? That's right.
Isn't he deceased?
Arnold.
Well, that Gary Coleman is deceased.
Okay.
I'm talking about Gary Coleman, 73, of Mason, Ohio, who likes to spend his time riding a roller coaster. As a matter of fact, he's been to this theme park 493 times just outside of Cincinnati to ride a 230-foot roller coaster, which he surpassed 12,000 rides on this thing the other day. 12,000 rides on a roller coaster. That's what you call coasting through life.
Yep. For what purpose?
I don't know. He just likes riding a roller coaster. I guess that's his how should I say, drug of choice.
Okay. All right. Everyone wants to be famous for something.
Everybody wants to be famous for something. Well, you guys all heard about the movie The Birds, right?
Yes.
And you know the birds they used in that movie? They used seagulls, didn't they?
I'm not sure. I thought they used ravens. No, they wouldn't have been ravens.
I thought the majority of them were seagulls.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
If I'm not mistaken. Well, anyway, they got Johnny Guns is furiously looking this up on the internet.
I thought they were snowbirds, to be honest.
Those are the ones we're afflicted with.
Oh.
But in Detroit, the captain for the tugboats on the Great Lakes have to deal with these birds every summer now. The Great Lakes used to be a hotbed of trading and transport of goods and stuff like that, and it's really kind of died down now. And as the shippers and the fishermen have gone away, the birds have come to replace them. And it really literally is like the birds on the docks up there where the Detroit and Rouge rivers meet. The birds come in by the thousands. They flock. They land on the docks. They nest on the docks. They'll lay eggs just right there on the docks. They die on the docks. They do everything on the docks that you can imagine birds do a lot of. And the people in the area, the fishermen and the tugboat operators that are still left do everything they can to accommodate them, and but certainly the accommodation would mean stepping around bird poop everywhere that you walk on the dock, and trying to avoid stepping on the eggs. And they come, as I said, by the thousands, and that's where they do their nesting. And one morning they say they'll go out to, the docks will be empty. They'll go out, and this will be in the early summer. They'll come back, and all the birds will be there, just like out of the movie, except they don't attack. So anyway, but that's my contribution to WTF News for tonight. Not nearly as funny as Jesus, God dang, Johnny!
Where'd you meet this guy? I got to make sure I get my place in heaven. That's it, man.
It was Brevard County, I'm pretty sure.
Brevard County?
KFC is a great restaurant.
All right. Okay, let's see. Real quick, I got this. I was going through some papers over the weekend, some old newspapers, and tossing out most of them, and I found this. and this comes from back from in 2011 when it was going around the internet. But let me just kind of go through this. We just got these big decisions from the Supreme Court, and they seem to undermine the Judeo-Christian heritage of our country. I think especially the one that came out Friday could be argued does that. Did you know that as you walk up the steps to the Supreme Court building, you can see near the top of the building a row of world's lawgivers, and each one is facing in the middle, and each one is facing one in the middle who is facing forward with a full frontal view. Do you know who that one is and what he might be holding?
I think I know.
Who?
Is it Moses?
And what is he holding?
10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Did you know? You're right. Did you know that as you enter the Supreme Court courtroom, 2 huge oak doors have the 10 Commandments engraved on each lower portion? Did you know as you sit inside the Supreme Court room itself, you can see the wall right above where the Supreme Court justices sit, a display, once again, of the 10 Commandments? It's just a shame that Justice Kennedy and those other liberals didn't turn around every once in a while and read them and take them to heart and understand that Judeo-Christian heritage is what has made this country great. You do away with that, you do away with our greatness. Don't do away with us. We'll be right back.